Hi everybody, welcome to this episode of the Lavaca County News Review podcast. Now, join your hosts, Murray and Michelle, as they bring you the news from all the newspapers in Lavaca County, Texas. Okay, Murray and Michelle, take it away.
Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for the Lavaca County News Review. This will be the April 26th and 27th edition of all the papers in Lavaca County. And I got my co-host here, Michelle. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing great, Murray. I just had a snow cone.
Yeah, that was a good-looking snow cone.
It was amazing. Yeah. And thanks to Murray, he let me finish it before we started.
Yeah, and I don't know why you call that a snow cone, because it looked to me like a sundae or a...
But it had some snow cone stuff on it. But it's R&R snow cones. They just joined the chamber here today. And we hope that they start advertising with us here at the paper because they are some good snow cones. So shout out to them.
Y'all got some food from them too today.
We did. We got Chick-fil-A, which also joined the chamber.
Well, that's great. Well, we're going to start off, folks. We're going to try not to be as long as we were last time, but we say that every time, so don't count on it.
Yeah, I already talked about my snow cone too long.
All right, we're going to start off this time with the Hallettsville Tribune-Herald. What you got? You got something?
I got that Veterans Appreciation Day is this Saturday. So you guys look at what Jimmy Apple has written about that in the event. I know that the ceremony starts at 11:30, but doors open at 10:30. But he gives a little bit more information and who to call if you have any questions and so on and so forth. But thanks again to our veterans, and they deserve to be appreciated every day, but special day on Saturday.
You bet. We also have that up on LavacaCountyToday.com. So if you miss it in the paper, you can go see it there. We had the Fiddler's Frolic this weekend, and Carl Hopkins, I believe his name is, from Porter, Texas. He was a repeat winner, and he won the same thing last year.
Congrats to the Sacred Heart Band. They took state and made the front page, got to ride the fire truck, which is an awesome accomplishment around here. So congrats to them. And take a look at Chuck Gross School Board. Yeah,
those girls at Sacred Heart, they also won district in softball, right?
Yeah, so a great week for Sacred Heart Indians.
Was that their video riding that fire truck, or was that out of Shiner?
I don't know. Shiner rode it last night for golf.
That's probably
so it was probably Hallettsville, though, last week. So
yeah, but
there's always fire trucks being rode around these small towns, which is awesome.
Well, don't forget our little buddy, Henry Hank Joe Yashik's Town Chatter column. If he's got another trivia question.
He does. He told me the answer today. I'm not going to say it. But he told me the answer because people will start calling in. So it's a new trivia question. It says, what was the name of the longtime highly popular husband and wife team radio program of its time? It ran as a standalone series from 1935 to 1956. And it wasn't Murray and Michelle.
No, it wasn't.
Because we're not married.
And I also know, we're married, but not to one another.
Oh, yeah, that's
Anyway, I remember that show. I remember my folks listening to it. But I'm not going to.
Don't say it, Murray.
As long as Hank don't make me angry. You know, he gets a little touchy sometimes.
He gets pretty feisty back there.
Well, I talk about him on this podcast. You didn't have to say that. Well, yeah, I did. Anyway, me and Hank, we've been together for about 20 years, so he'll get over it. What else? You see anything else there, Michelle?
I know that our graduation ad is coming up soon. In this week's paper, and it kind of tells you how to get in contact with us. Our graduation ad is just letting parents know that they can put an ad in our special section that'll come out to honor this year's grads, and so call us and honor your grad.
Yeah, we've got many other stories. We're not going to be able to get to all of them.
We're trying to be short, guys.
Yeah, we're trying our best. Hallettsville Tribune sports writer Chuck Groff, he's got some more beautiful color pictures on one of his pages.
And Chuck apologizes. He had a little drama this week, and he lost his pages. The screen went blank, he said. So he does apologize in there and says because of technical errors that it only is one page. So
was that last week?
No, that's this week, Murray.
Well, I hadn't had a chance to look.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But before that, we have the Lavaca River cleanup, which it looked like a lot of people showed up and showed out and cleaned up that beautiful river area and the banks. And it's also, I'm just going to throw it out there, a reminder, don't just throw your trash out. Don't use it as a dumping ground. These people had to work really hard to clean it up. There's an old mattress that was out there.
Yeah, Bobby was telling me it was an inner spring mattress. It was big, and it took a lot of work, but they got it out. Was that Hallett Oak Gallery sponsoring that?
Miyako Mahi, I think is how you say her name. So congrats to her.
That's half of a page of those pictures from that cleanup in there in color. And then we've got his sports. And
he still got a good amount in, but
yes, he did.
He is still a little bit sad. So he'll make up for it next week, I'm sure. But if you're wondering why, he gives you, what does it say? Due to a computer malfunction.
Yeah,
many stories were left out. And I promise you, it was the computer, not him.
Yeah, no.
Not him.
No. And then we have 2 full color pages of the Fiddler's Frolic. Bunch of pictures.
And this is a great picture of this guy playing a harmonica, but when I first saw it, I thought he was blowing his nose. Just gonna say it.
Yeah.
But good job to Bobby Horechka on his photography work at the Fiddlers and being out there all weekend.
Yeah, he said something about he had a new camera. I hadn't asked him yet what kind, or maybe he's got a new phone, but he said he had a new camera. And I guess that's all this one here.
Yeah, I don't understand what that is.
Well, it's something to do, and I'm not going to try to read the whole thing, but we have this situation every year where you're supposed to get rid of these pecan nut case bearer eggs. And so the people that raise pecan trees and all, it's very important to them. So you'll just need to read it.
Check out. It's in most papers.
Yeah,
so.
we asked.
And back up your photos, Murray. Is your photo tip? I'm not going to fight Murray on the screen. We're having a little war with our fingers right now. But I actually don't always get to read Murray's handy photo tips, but I took a really good look at this one. Murray has been doing photography a long time, and as you guys know, I also do photography. This is a very, very important tip because you can take as many photos as you want, but it is very hard nowadays to make sure that it's just, it's on my phone, it's here.
Yeah.
But in a blink of an eye, just like Chuck's pages, it could be gone. And you don't want to do that. So always check out Murray's tips, but this is a really important one.
Well, appreciate that. Like Michelle said, I've been doing this for probably over 60 years, and it's come a long way from when I started in the dark room with chemicals, and now you sit in your chair and do it on Photoshop, and it's a great thing. I don't care who gripes about that. That technology
Embrace
is fantastic.
Technology, everyone.
You bet. Classifieds.
Check them all out. House ISD is hiring a lot, so get on board with them. It's a great school.
I've got a column in there about Moulton's World War II observation tower. It's about a week old, maybe 2, I'm not sure. But anyway, this is the first time that it's been in the Hallettsville paper, and I thought it was a neat story about volunteers in Moulton watching for enemy aircraft back in World War II. But you'll just have to read it. It's also on the website. And I guess that's about it for Hallettsville. And we're going to be switching over now to Michelle's hometown, and
welcome to Shiner and the Shiner Gazette. Great things are always going on in Shiner. The first page, you see these kids gardening, or it says they truly dig Gardens of Love. This was an event held at the Shiner Market Days. The Market Days are held the 3rd Saturday of every month, so check it out. They always have great activities for kids.
Who took that picture, Michelle?
Hannah Bordowski. Hannah is one of the booth assistants, so she works for the booth organization down there and is in charge of putting on the market days. So thanks for her contributing that photo. Also, early voting is continuing, so make sure you guys check out all of that. What day is actually Election Day, Mary?
We'll have to read the paper.
We'll have to read the paper. That means we don't know, is what that really means. But read the paper because it is coming soon. I know it's right at the beginning of May somewhere. And so then we have, I don't do this scrolling. Murray thinks that I need to scroll so I don't get mad at him, but then I get confused with what I'm doing. I can only do one job at a time. Make sure you check out the Commissioner's Court by Jimmy Apple. Jimmy goes every Monday or every...
Sometimes it's every other Monday, but...
He goes quite often.
He goes anytime they have one, let's put it like that.
So he's at Commissioner's Court, and he takes time out of his day to make sure that we all know what's going on with them. So we appreciate that a lot. The academics for both schools, both Shiner High School and St. Paul, or I think this was actually St. Lamilla, so the younger grades were honored in the Shiner Gazette this week for their awards in academics. So congrats to all of them. You can see it is a how many column picture?
Oh, it's a 6-column.
A 6-column picture that goes all the way across. So that means it's a big picture with a lot of kids. The Pilot Club got a new sign, which is always good. I know that they've done some remodeling. And there's that other picture of the PSIA, State Academics for the Catholic School. And then we have sports. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I did jump the gun, and Mark Luby may get a little mad at me because I talked about St. Paul golf girls winning state and riding that fire truck. So look for more stories on that next week from Mark.
Yeah.
But I know Shiner girls golf is doing well. And I believe that all four, both boys teams from Shiner and St. Paul and girls teams, in softball and baseball are going to start playoffs this week. So good luck to them. And Mark has a lot of sports there.
Did Mark have 3 pages or just 2?
Let's see. That's one.
I guess it.
Just 2. But he has a lot on those 2 pages.
He
But I'm not very good at the scrolling, I'm telling you.
You're doing fine. This early voting, and I'm looking at the Hallettsville paper. I don't know if I guess this applies to everybody. But it says it'll end on Tuesday, May the 2nd. That's the early voting. And the general election is planned for Saturday, May the 6th.
So May 6th is your last day. So try to do it before then. Notes from the Walters Museum. I always think Mr. Duff Wagner does a great job with that history there. This is talking about a derailment that happened many years ago. And then our derailment from, was it last year?
I think it was last year.
And so they have a new exhibit out at the Walters Museum. So read Duff's column. Go check it out. That's pretty exciting. We have some classifieds. They, too, are accepting ads right now to honor your senior. So get in touch with the Shiner Gazette if you'd like to do an ad to honor your senior.
All right. Looks like you wrapped it up. You did a pretty good job. I didn't know you could do so well scrolling.
I didn't either.
Till you jumped on me for scrolling past something you wanted to talk about.
I know. I made a mistake, so now I have a new job, unfortunately.
No, only on Shiner.
Only on Shiner.
Unless something happens to me. And
I do want to make an announcement, Marie. It is the first week that I think I or my daughter are not in the paper in a very long time.
Now, that's a shame, ain't it?
It is.
That's a shame. All right.
We need to talk to the people in charge.
Let's move on over to the Yoakum Herald-Times. Do you have any notes on that you want to?
I do. I want to congratulate, what is her first name? Ms. Young? I don't know. Janora Young.
Yeah.
Who is going to lead the EDC. If you don't know what the EDC is, it's very important to every community. It's the Economic Development Committee, and they help the growth of your commerce and community working alongside with your chamber. So she has a big job ahead of her, but I know she will do great, and best of luck to her. They also talk about early voting, and National Library Week is fixing to be scheduled. Libraries are super important. I don't know that everyone knows this, but our papers are available on, what do you call that, Marty? Microfilm at the library. So if you're ever looking for old editions, or just want to check out what was happening like Chuck does 45 years ago, you can go to all of our local libraries and do that.
Yeah, I research a lot of these old newspapers for my column, and we have a great library here in Hallettsville, and I'm sure the other towns do. I know I've been in the one in Yoakum, and it's a real nice place also. And I guess you can talk about
Shiner is amazing. I know the librarians are awesome in Shiner, and so thanks to them and all the librarians. Does Moulton have a library?
I don't think they do now. I may be wrong.
We're going to check that out for you
When
guys.
we get to Moulton Paper, we'll ask somebody to give us a shot.
Let us know. All right, and then they're talking more about getting a closer look at Yoakum ISD and their needs with the upcoming election. So make sure you guys check that out. Clean Up Yoakum is what I like to call it. But it's the Yoakum Cleanup Program. It's always a great way to keep your town clean and continue its growth, because when people drive through, they're going to be like, wow, this is a great place to live. It's very neat and clean. So it tells you all about how they're going to help you accomplish those goals. And then we have a whole lot of sports by Mark Luby again.
If there's something there that we can't read on that electronic version, I got a hard copy out here.
We're doing double duty right now.
The Lady Bulldogs win third at a track area meet, and he's got, looks like 4-column pictures, which is a little over half a page wide. And he's got these kids, and there's cut lines underneath it, tell you who they are. And then he's got a story about the Bulldogs splitting in recent district games. And this is all written by Mark Luby, our sports editor. And Mark writes for Yoakum and Shiner and sometimes Moulton. So we appreciate his work.
Yeah, he does a great job. And there is a little section on sign up for summer recreational classes. So it's talking about what you get your kids signed up for this summer, which I know that I'm always looking for things for my child to do. So the Sweet Home Fireman's Fest is coming up. It tells you all about what's going to go on there in an ad on the bottom of the sports page. So check that out. Remember that these firemen are all volunteers, and they depend on these festivals to bring in money to fund their organization.
You know, I've been to that car show many times, and they're worth seeing, boy. I tell you, Shiner and Sweet Home and Sheridan, sometimes Sheridan puts together, and usually they have some great shows, friends. So if you like antique cars and hot rods, you'll enjoy that.
Anyway, National Volunteer Week is going to be celebrated April, or it was celebrated.
I think that's over, yeah.
Yeah, was celebrated, I'm sorry.
That's
April
right.
16th to the 22nd. You can read all about how they were honored, but shout out to volunteers. It's how the world actually works, is by people who take of their time and give to others.
You bet.
So find a way you can volunteer to help your community. And this is Yoakum's junior high band and some of their accolades that they recently received. So congrats to them.
Yeah, they got some honors. Looks like all our bands around here are doing well.
They are. And I think most of them are looking for band directors. So join those programs if you're a band director.
Okay, I've got a new column in Yoakum, and it's about cast iron cookware of all things. And I did some research and some history, and wrote about how the Dutch ovens and all those things were used by the pioneers and the cowboys and all that. And I researched when they were first made, and they made them in China, 300 BC.
Wow.
That's even back before Hank was born. But anyway,
oh, Henry.
I hope you enjoy it. If you like that type of stuff.
Do you still use your mom's?
Yeah, that's what gave me the idea. We had inherited Mom's stuff when she passed away, and that big old iron skillet was laying on my back porch. My brother said something about, I'm going to throw that away. I said, no, you're not. Because I remember Mama frying fish, baking cornbread in that thing, and I don't know, it takes a little trouble, I think, as far as it has to be coated with fat or seasoning or whatever to keep it from rusting. But Mom always did that. But anyway, you probably got one of those in your family somewhere down the line.
I probably do. But I think it's time for Murray to make me some cornbread.
No.
That was invitation.
No, she'd have to do that. Only way Murray could make it would be out of a mix. But
or in a can. Oh,
yeah,
no, cornbread doesn't come in a can.
I wished it did. Okay, I believe we're done.
Yep.
We're going to move on over to, as my old buddy Hans Lemmerman used to call it, the cleanup batter. And that's the Molten Eagle. All right, you want to start?
Yes, let's start with, again, we're talking about early voting. Guys, voting is super important. That's why it's in every paper. And then we're, Jimmy, again, it covers his coverage of the Commissioner's Court. And then Yashik returns to the Follies. When I saw this, I got really excited. I thought Henry Joe was playing the fiddle.
No, he'd be too busy out there dancing. He wouldn't have time to play. But I think that's some of his kinfolk.
Yeah, I think so. But congratulations to him. It said it was his 52nd annual. And he didn't just play, he competed as well. So. And
how old is Mr. Yashik, does it say?
I didn't read how old he was, but if he's been doing it for 52 years.
Well, that's good enough, you know.
I'm saying he's a young, at least 70, right?
No, he's probably older than that. But.
All right. Well, if anyone knows how old Mr. Daniel Yashik is, you can let us know on our Facebook page.
Well, probably all you got to do is ask Hank.
Yeah, let's ask him. We'll let you know next week. I'm sure Henry knows. And then two special men that we know and work with every day got awards from the Hallettsville ISD for their hard work and effort. Are we a little jealous that it was them? Maybe, but we are proud of them, and they do work really hard.
Yeah, you know, I was wondering why I didn't get an award for putting up with Hank. But anyway, I did get some awards about 7, 8 years ago, me and Chuck. But that's back when somebody was working here that would actually submit stuff to these contests, these newspaper contests. But he's no longer here.
Oh, man, I heard we're going to start doing it again, and I'm ready, because I like to compete.
Yeah, it's just sometimes kind of a pain to put it all together, but it's worth it. We also have the cast iron cookware column by me is in here.
And you can cook with that on an open fire, Murray.
Yeah, well, that's what they use, Dutch ovens. I see a lot of people, like if you go to these battle reenactments or pioneer villages, they'll have those big Dutch ovens. They did a lot of cooking with those. They're just, I guess, just big crock pots. You want to do this one?
Sure. April Catholic Daughters, I don't know how to say it, Murray. Is that what
I think that might be, no, I think that might be dossier. Like
dossier.
Yeah, I think that's
We apologize if that's not right, but it tells you all about them. The Catholic Daughters doing a lot of service work and different things, and we always like to acknowledge what they're doing for their communities. So you guys read about what they did, and it does say when their next meeting is and all of that. So if you ever want to join.
You bet. You bet. And we have some sports here from Mark about the Molten Kittens rallied and beat Runge 14-13.
Yeah, that's a close game, so congrats to them on pulling that out.
And we have VVA Veterans, Vietnam Veterans Association scholarship winners.
Yeah, and I think there's some from Hallettsville, Yoakum, Shiner, and Is Moulton have one? Yes, Moulton. Yeah. So congrats to all those scholarship winners. Best of luck on their future endeavors. And there's always information, guys, about like driver's license schedule and all of that. Super important information to know. You are going to have to renew your driver's license one day. So
Yep.
check all that out.
Well, I guess that about covers it. This Vietnam Veterans Appreciation Day, I hope, or Veterans Appreciation Day.
Yes, I think that was just better.
Yeah.
The Vietnam was the scholarship.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, you folks need to really, if you know somebody that's a veteran, you sure need to go up and thank them for their service. And if you have any kinfolk or good friends or whatever that has a veteran, like from World War II, which they're passing on fairly rapidly, I'm afraid, and Korea, and Vietnam, and the Gulf War, but especially the older guys, Korea, Vietnam, and World War II. You know, one of my nephews, he set my dad down and recorded him. And Dad told him all about what he did in World War II. And he was in combat, and he was nearly killed. And so it's very important that you save this for your family. anyway, Michelle, that's my 2 cents worth on that. But
no, it's good. I got to see Murray. What were you driving yesterday? I saw a picture you showed me.
oh, yeah, I showed Michelle a picture. I was in a tank outfit, and it was during the Cold War, so I didn't. God spared me from all that killing and carnage or whatever. But anyway, I was on a tank, and I had a picture from a parade, and I was driving a tank, and the driver's in the front, and he's hard to see, and she could see my little head sticking up out of there.
Yeah. He thinks I don't like looking at his pictures. I love looking at
Yeah, she's just trying to be nice because she knows she can be replaced by Chuck Groff at any time.
I'm not worried. I'm not worried.
No, I wouldn't worry either.
Maybe Henry, I'm a little worried.
I guess that's about it. I'm going to let you say goodbye because you always gripe about me cutting you off.
It is true, but he's not going to cut me off today because I'm going to be short and sweet. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week and a great weekend. There's always things in our paper telling you what is going on. So check out, support local, shop local, support all of our local events. There's usually a great meal to be had or picked up, and we usually advertise those in our papers as well. If you'd like to advertise, feel free to contact us, and we'll be happy to get that worked up for you. Have a great week, guys.
And guys, we appreciate you listening, and we hope you'll share these podcasts. And I know sometimes we go a little long, and I think we've done that this time also. But anyway, we appreciate it, and get out and, like Michelle said, and support your local businesses. You know, they support you, and so you need to support them. But anyway, that's all for me, so I'll be saying goodbye.
Bye.